to know where you are on the floor.
Welcome back to Treviso, Italy, as Eurocamp 2017 rolls on. Day 2, Game 2 here at Treviso, Italy, for the next-gen matchup on the international level. Of course, the next-gen teams made up of the younger groups of prospects, not quite the 21, 22-year-olds that you see on the European All-Stars and the mixture of the Mavericks and the T-Wolves and the Wizards and the Raptors that were on display yesterday, but rather the up-and-comers and the youngsters across the international spectrum. Two teams were compiled into one long roster sheet and then divided over the last couple days into these two rosters you have in front of you. The next-gen blue, obviously in the navy blue numbers, white trim, and the white numerals. Meanwhile, the white jerseys, blue numerals, and a black trim symbolize next-gen white. The beauty of Eurocamp in general, and specifically the 15th edition of 2017, is giving all of these prospects, both international and the United States prospects that are here in the form of the Path and the U.S. Select squads, giving them an opportunity to showcase their skills to all the NBA scouts that are here in attendance, and then for the international prospects, learn a thing or two from international stars like Andrei Kirilenko, like successful players and coaches like Vinny Del Negro, who spoke to the international players earlier today, and basically be able to pen their minds and hear from people that have gone through the journey they hope to one day take about what it takes to succeed at the next level and ultimately get to the NBA. Earlier today, we had Game 1 featuring the Path versus Slovenia U20. Slovenia U20 falls to 0-2 here at Eurocamp 2017. Meanwhile, the Path able to roll through that contest and put up a 100 spot on Slovenia U20, a final of 100-64 to improve to 2-0. The great Seth Greenberg joined us in that ball game. Seth has since met up with the U.S. Select to prepare them for their contest against the Euro All-Stars later today. But the pressure's on him now as the Path are 2-0 on Eurocamp 2017. And it looks like if Coach Greenberg wants his team to be able to go bar for bar, pound for pound for the Path, they're going to have to get it done later today. Jumping it up, respectively, will be Marko Andrić. Will be Hector Diaz, and on the other side of things for the next-gen white team, power forward / center at 6'9", Demetrio Karofeskos will start things for the Path. For next-gen blue. Modestos Kanchers has it on the far right side as team white opens up with possession. Next-gen white, I should say. A nice feed inside on the right block. That jumper is an air ball, but a second chance opportunity is finished strong by Mario Nakic. Make it 2-0 here early. Kylian Hayes out of France manages the point guard slot. And a pass over on the far left wing intended for Kai Brunke, mishandled. And last touched by next-gen blue. So we'll go back to next-gen white. Be interesting to see in a raw form the talented skill set of the youngsters at the international level, as a kick ball is missed by the official. Nonetheless, it goes back to next-gen blue. As the out of bounds goes back to next-gen white, and an aggressive take on the far right side leads to a missed layup and a run-out opportunity for next-gen blue. Stepped on the end line, out of bounds. Let's send it back the other way. Officials have to receive the basketball before the throw-over can be made. Try the inbound one more time. Mario Nakic Has to get it across and brings it over the floor for Next Gen White, trying to get all the way to the rim, knifing and finishing for the layup is Nakic. He's got all 4 for Next Gen White. It's 4-0. Killian Hayes trying to answer, feeds over on the far right side. Layup misfired by Aldama, and it's turned over for Next Gen White. Basketball is taken by Karol Eskos. He gives it all the way to the rim, driving and turning. Is Leonardo Colimero could not finish. Now in transition, here comes Next Gen Blue. That three-pointer misfired. But a second chance opportunity as they crash the boards. Hayes gives over to Regis. And a mid-range elbow pass shot fired and made for Next Gen Blue. As Lorenzo Guerreri hits the mid-range shot to make it 4-2. Mid-range jump shot, misfired, put back, no good. Third chance, it takes a lap around and drops for Tom Digbo. Make it 6-2. Driving all the way to the rim and falling, misfired. Rebound, who's it last off of? They're going to call it off of Next Gen White. Marko Nakic was there. Excuse me, they're going to say it was last off of the closest Next Gen Blue to the possession. And they'll send it back over to Next Gen White. Concheres feeds over the far right side. Now handles over to Digbo. Digbo feeds, count, and put it on the line for Leonardo Colimero. Nice aggressive take off the left block. Gives an opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play. Sets, fires, left it short. Colimero has 4. As Digbo looks to inbound. Digbo gets in quickly. A feed over to Clancheris. Clarice, his mid-range foul line jumper, no good, wide to the left. Turn right back over to Next Gen Blue. Inbound thrown in cleanly. Killian Hayes controls on the far right side, matched up by Digbo. Wants to dribble past and does, gets easy to the rim, and his scoop layup is up and good. Hayes has 2, make it 8-4. Digbo trying to answer. He stripped on the way up, last off of who? They're going to say it's last off of Next Gen White. Send it back to the blue team. Kristaps Kilps checks into the ball game. Now Rayas trying to knife all the way to the rim, high off glass. He missed everything. And a running opportunity for Next Gen White. Nakic controls far left side, puts it on the deck. They're going to say he carried it. First carry we've seen over the course of Eurocamp 2017. We'll send things back to Next Gen Blue, who trail at 8-4. Killian Hayes out of France, works on the far right side. Feeds it over to Kilps. That jumper misfired right by Aldama. And now White tries to run in transition, but a great defensive play by Hayes. Leads to a fast break opportunity. Rajas, extra bounce pass, and off glass goes Hayes on the feed. He's got 4, and it's 8-6. Clancheris works it around the horn. Colimero, extra pass on the left block. Finished by Karaiskos. 10-6. His first points of the game, 3 out front. Attempted and misfired. And now Next Gen White looks to push. Colimero, he hangs, he fires, he hits. 10-6 the score, a timeout, a full side substitutions, as both squads will reset themselves to bring in fresh legs, as is common on the Eurocamp circuit. So much talent on both sides of the ball. Rotating in waves, that's exactly what happens here. Luka Penovic controls for Next Gen Blue. On the feed over to Hector Alderete Diaz. Alderete Diaz picks up his dribble, now feeds over to Kai Brunke. Brunke off a screen, puts it on the deck, kicks it out in the corner. Alderete Diaz for three. That one short. Sky high for the board, and trying to save it, successfully did, was Marko Andrić. Andrić thought about a triple, now he'll reset over to Music. Mihailo Music controls. Now a hanging jumper is misfired, and they'll push it the other way. Tristan Inaruan could not get that one to fall. Now Blue will try to answer. Alderete Diaz with the right hand, picks up his dribble, goes up and in, a scoop shot with the right hand off balance. Alderete Diaz gets into the score column, it's 12-8. On the other end, nice bounce pass, fall away, jump shot, no good off the left block. We'll have some free throws upcoming for Mihailo Music. Musikic, excuse me. Mihailo Musikic out of Serbia. Go to line for two free ones. Sets, fires, that was good. One more upcoming for him as Musikic looks to extend the lead to 5 with the free throw. It rattles home for him. Balanced scoring attack across the way for Next Gen White. Nakic with 4. Leonardo Colimero with 6, excuse me. Musikic with 2. 2 points for Kariskos, and Tom Digbo also with a layup to his credit. A turnover might lead to a fast break opportunity for Next Gen White, but instead Next Gen Blue able to create a triple out of it as the three-pointer hit with confidence by Mattia Rudan. Luke Van Sluten controls on the far right side, and he turns it over. Now Luka Panovic tries to get it going for Next Gen Blue. Rudan feeds over to Pananovic. Pananovic, an inside bounce feed is finished by Pavel Zakharov out of Russia. Even things up at 13 apiece. Andrić feeds Andruna. Now a kick in the corner to Van Sluten for 3. That one's long, too strong, but skying high for the board, and securing it was Sotiru. This rebound finally taken by Rudan. Next Gen Blue turns it over, right back to Next Gen White. And we'll flip the whole script back over to the White. Andrić looking for a little screen action. He's over to Van Sluten. Van Sluten, an extra bounce pass. Now he receives it back. Van Sluten will tee up a 3 from straight on. Misfires. And taken by Panavanic. Zakharov, reverse layup. Nobody there on the defensive end off the initial pressure. He breaks the tie to make it 15-13. Blues' first lead. Musikic kicks it out. Far three-pointer left wing by Andrić. No good. And Brunke takes the rebound. Brunke on the far right side. Sizes up on Van Sluten. Now Panolovic. Alderete Diaz. Now Brunke off a screen. Brunke sizes up, drives all the way to the rim, off glass, can't get it to go, fought for his own rebound, gets it back, second chance. No, that one won't fall either, but it's tapped right to Next Gen White. Off the floor we go, Aldama. Excuse me, and Luna all the way to the rim. He lost it out of bounds. going to say it was last off of Next Gen Blue. Andrić will be the trigger man. Marko hails from Serbia. Gives it over on a nice catch and release off the dribble, but it's airballed, and now a Next Gen Blue run-out opportunity. Lob and off-glass finish, but second chance opportunity off the miss. Controlled by Marete Rudan. 17-13 the score, 4-point advantage now for Next Gen Blue, their large lead of the game. Final minute to go, quarter number one. A bounce pass initially, and looked like it might have been off the hands of Tristan Enderuna, but instead they're going to say Next Gen Blue knocked it out, so it'll stay with White underneath their own basket, baseline right. Marko Andrić will be the trigger man. Gives over to Enderuna. Enderuna over to Van Sluten. Van Sluten pulls up from the foul line, left it wide, a brick, shot clock goes off. Didn't matter as the Next Gen Blue looked to push with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Now they'll slow it down. Kai Brunke feeds over to Zakharov. Zakharov to Aldrete Diaz. Aldrete Diaz thought about a top of the key jumper. 10 on the shot clock. Screen utilization. Kai Brunke has to get rid of it. He gives it over to Pananovic, and he traveled with it. As Coach Greenberg explained to us in that first game, like the international game where you can get ready with a head of steam after the pump fake, you got to put it on the ground clearly first. Not done there by Paunovic, excuse me. So it's turned right back over to Team White. Andrić on the far right side. Gives over to Enderuna. Now to Sotiriu. Enderuna on the far left side. Off a screen. With the left hand. Picked up his dribble in a bad spot. Now he's in a double team. Leaves for Van Sluten. He'll tee up a contested triple air ball. Shot clock violation with 7/10 to go. It doesn't matter. It'll just be a simple inbound. Next Gen Blue will walk in with a 3-point advantage. Lob in, clocked in, and start on time. So it had an opportunity for a wide triple. It was missed far to the left by Zakharov, but still with the clock delay, had a chance at it. End of the first quarter, 17-14, Next Gen Blue rallying back a little to take the lead, a 3-point advantage into the break. Stay with us. We'll come back with quarter number two after this. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com. Welcome back to Treviso, Italy. Eurocamp 2017, day two, game two. Next Gen Blue versus Next Gen White. As Next Gen Blue holds a 3-point lead at the start of the second quarter with possession. Killian Hayes works on the far left side, receives the screen. Now kicks it over to the far right corner for Kristaps Kilps, whose jumper is left just short. And it'll be taken by Team White. On the other end, White trying to get back this game to a 1-point deficit. Instead, it's a jump shot that's misfired, and now Athanos Rajas looks to get the offensive trip for a layup, and indeed he does off glass on the right side to make it 19-14. Nakic looks on the right wing, picked up his dribble, finds a backdoor cut, but a block from behind initially by Rajas. Antanasios Rajas with the foul. And it'll send Modestus Conclaris, to the foul line for 2 free throws. Hits the first. Brings Next Gen White within 5. One more upcoming. Conclaris out of Lithuania misses the second free throw. Rebound taken by Santiago Aldama. Rajas on the far right side. This is over to Colimero, and a turnover now, run an opportunity for Next Gen White, but Next Gen Blue back on defense aggressively. Bumping in the post, finding a way is Nakic, falling away, he scores. Tough fall away jumper for him. Makes a 4-point deficit, 19-17, excuse me. On the other end, a fall away jumper of his own rattles home for Killian Hayes. 21-17. Mario Nakic had 4 points in that first quarter. Dishes over to Tom Digbo. Digbo puts it on the deck, finds a man open. That's Leonardo Colimero. And his jump shot won't fall. Second chance opportunity will come for Next Gen White as 2 players, Athanasios Rajas, as well as Tristan Inaruna, knock it out of bounds, giving possession back to Next Gen White. Conclaris fires from the right elbow. That one's nothing but nylon. Pretty jumper from Conclaris. His first point to the ball game. Brings Next Gen White within 2. Rajas feeds over to Aldama. Aldama, nice fake pass. Now he picks up his dribble, running, falling to the rim. He scored. Away from the rim, I should say, and now the lead's back up to 4. On the other end, beautiful ball movement and beautiful finish by Leonardo Colimero. Makes it a 2-point game. Hayes, crossover, kick out. Thought about an extra pass. Initially did Kilps. Now pick it up and dish it over the other way. Mid-range jumper at the foul line, no good, but a rebound by Rajas. Rajas kicks over to Hayes. His triple in the corner misfired, and it was an air ball as Rajas had a second chance opportunity, blew the layup, and then went up again as no one was there to box him out to make this 4-point game on his finish. The other end, nice pass, solid finish right underneath the bucket by Modestus Clancheris. Both these teams going back and forth in this second quarter. Blue still yet to relinquish the lead as Hayes misses on the scoop layup with the left hand. Now another kick out transition opportunity for White. 3 in the air, 3 through the bottom of the net. Credit to Tom Digbo, and a lead back to Next Gen White leads to a timeout on the court. 26-25 the score here, early stages, second quarter. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com. Back at Treviso, Italy, possession will start with Next Gen Blue after the timeout. Take it as their lead has fallen. 26-25, advantage to Team White on the Next Gen side of things. And now a transition opportunity is turned over, given right back to Blue. The floor we roll. Kilp sees daylight, goes all the way to the rim, extra pass, and a good finish from Rajas. Makes it 27-26, advantage Next Gen Blue. Digbo brings it back. Feeds in the corner. Over to Conclaris. Conclaris, his three-pointer contested, he knocked it down. Conclaris able to get that to go and send the lead right back to Next Gen White, 28-27. Right side jumper misfired by Kilps, rebound taken by Next Gen White. Nakic feeds, and a good take off the feed from Nakic. Digbo draws contact on the right block. We'll go to the line for 2 free ones. Digbo already with 5 points on the ball game. First free throws to him. As full-scale subs across the way for both teams, and that's what you'll see across all of these games is platoon swaps or unit swaps, if you will, for both teams. And one of the things that Coach Greenberg mentioned is the first free throw is misfired by Digbo, is the fact that both the units have to stay hot, and that's something that's very difficult as both free throws are missed by Digbo, but it's very difficult to keep that type of momentum, that kind of rhythm alive when you're going to sit on the bench for a stretch. You're coming back against a unit that's been out there for a long time. And if you want to dominate, just as the Path did earlier, as that fall-away jumper is rattled home by Mataye Rudan, if you want to be able to dominate these games, that's the kind of aggressiveness, tenacity you have to have from both units. 30-28 the score. Advantage to Team Blue. They've traded back and forth here in this second quarter. And Luna leads over to Musica. Now to Sotiri. That jumper's misfired. Second chance opportunity. Sotiriu misfires again. And now Next Gen Blue all the way to the rim and a fast break opportunity. Stripped on the way up. On the drive was Luka Puanovic. Off the inbound is to Zakharov. Pavel gives the Brunke. Brunke falling on the ground. His circus layup's no good. And now Next Gen White looks to push. Van Sluten behind his back. Kicks in the corner. Three in the air. Three through the bottom of the net. Tristan Enaruna knocks down the triple. And the nice feed from Van Sluten, making a 1-point lead to Next Gen White, 31-30. We approach the 4:15 mark of this second quarter. Errant pass by Next Gen Blue turns it right back over to Next Gen White. Marko Andrić controls the point guard slot for Next Gen White, and an errant pass wide to the right. The turnover created by Kai Brunke, who fronted that pass on the right wing. Forced the turnover. Brunke brings up the floor on the left side. Brunke puts it on the deck. Spins. Kicks in the far left corner. High jump shot. Getting it to go down. Luka Pavlovic. Lead back to Next Gen Blue, 32-31. Panovic's first point of the game. White trying to answer, and that time Van Sluten got caught up with Kai Brunke again, forcing a turnover on a pass. Send it back to Next Gen Blue. Brunke with a 1-point lead, walks it up. Aldrete Diaz, he'll step into a triple. That one left short. Didn't fall the shot until late, but his late follow was enough to create an extra possession as his last tip fell right in the hand of Matei Runan. Rudan, excuse me. So it'll be side out of bounds. Inbound by Luka Pavanovic. Rudan. He's about to go over to Brunke. Brunke, he'll step into a triple left side. Money. Confidence by Kai Brunke. The 6'6" guard out of Germany. A 3-point advantage. 34-31. So Tiriu works. And Andrić, his jumper. That one's a triple as well. Right out front. Not us all up at 34. Under 3 to play here in the first half. Rudan. Dribble handoff. Over to Pavanovic. Now Zakharov. Feeds the Alderete Diaz all the way to the rim with the right hand off glass. 2-point lead for Blue. Andrić. Far right side. Hands to Musikic. Now Van Sluten. Sizing up is Andrić. He'll rise and fire top of the key. Left it short. Zakharov secures the rebound. 2-point lead in hand of the basketball. All the way to the rim. Drawing contact was Kai Brunke. His shot was wide off glass, but he earned himself 2 free ones. Brunke out of Germany. Misfires on the first free throw. He'll have one more. Kai drops it in. 37-34. 3-point lead for Next Gen Blue, searching for a couple of stops to close this first half with momentum. Van Sluten and Team White has other plans as he draws a bump foul by Kai Brunke. Just the second foul by either team, or second team foul by either team, I should say. 4 in total. Van Sluten controls around a screen from Enaruna. Knifing all the way to the rim. High off glass. Scoop with the right hand. Brings Next Gen White within 1. Brunke hangs, fires, bricks it. Rebound taken by Enaruna. Enaruna works the left hand. Picked up his dribble. Now he resets to Van Sluten. 15 on the shot clock. Van Sluten sizes up Brunke. And leaves over to Andrić. Andrić to Enaruna. Backing up on the high far right post. Turning away. Missed it wildly. Shot clock violation. Sends it back to Next Gen Blue. With 1:19 to go in the half and a 1-point lead in hand. Paunovic. Over to Kai Brunke. And Brunke sizes up Van Sluten. Finds his man, it's Alderete Diaz. Off a screen, Alderete Diaz spins. Sees an opening, picks up his dribble, and he traveled with it. Turnover sends it back to Next Gen White. Only down 1 here. Plenty of time left in this first half. 24 out on the shot clock. Approaching 1 minute to go. Half number 1, game 2, day 2. Here at Eurocamp 2017 in Treviso, Italy. A poor jump shot taken by Enaruna. And Team Blue hopes to make a pay. Brunke waiting for a screen. Sees it from Rudan. Works the right hand, spinning, turning, a little spin cycle, hang, too strong. Tried to fight for a second chance. He got it off glass and in. Creating his own points. And fighting for the rebound was Brunke. It's a 3-point lead. Final 23 seconds to go of the half. Van Sluten for triples. That one's long. Shot clock is turned off. And they'll hold for 1 shot. A smart move by Kai Brunke. It's been so critical to Next Gen, especially in this second quarter. 3 on the game clock. He kicks it out. A triple in the air at the buzzer. Missed it. Just off by Luka Pavanovic. But Next Gen Blue will take it and walk into halftime with a 3-point lead in their pockets. Stay with us. We'll have half number 2 upcoming after this. 39-36, Next Gen Blue leads Next Gen White at half. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com.
Very important. You got to know where you are on the floor.
Welcome back to Treviso, Italy. Eurocamp 2017 rolls on. Day 2, Game 2. Halftime about 30 seconds away from wrapping up as Next Gen Blue takes on Next Gen White. And a 3-point lead in hand for Next Gen Blue. Of course, in case you're just joining us, these two teams are compiled of youngsters on the international level. The international teams that you saw yesterday and then we'll see again today with the European All-Stars were mashups of future NBA draft prospects, and by future NBA draft prospects I mean people like the 2018 NBA draft, as well as a mix of young men that are about to throw their name into the hat for the 2017 NBA draft taking place in just a couple of weeks. Not even that, about 10 days actually. These kids on the next gen teams, the future Euro All-Stars, the future Euro teams that we've referred to as the Raptors and the Timberwolves and the Mavericks and the Wizards. So they'll be continuing to rise and be the stars of this thing in years to come of Eurocamp 2017, the 15th edition. Eurocamp 2017 is half number 2 gets started here right in front of us as Marko Nakic controls for Team White. Just a 3-point deficit for them. And by comparison with how good the defense was on both sides of the ball in that first half, they've got to be thankful to be as close to this game as they are, as second and now third chance opportunities created initially by Karikaskos, but he cannot finish. However, and now essentially a fourth possession here, all in one, as Next Gen Blue is yet to get a full crack at it in this first half. Bounce pass falls right into the lap of Dimitrios Karaiskos. Brings the lead down to 1. Kilps controls. Now feeds on the left block and bounces around over to Rajas. Rajas on the left corner. Now Kilps, nice fake pass, and his drive leads to points. 40-38, 41-38. A 3-point advantage. Conclaris feeds it up the floor, an extra pass on the far right side to Karaiskos, and he lost the handle. Sends it back over to Next Gen Blue. Kilps inbounds. Over to Killian Hayes. Hayes off a screen. Knifes, Euros to the rim. High floater up and in. Nothing but nylon. Puts the lead to 5. 43-38. Next Gen Blue trying to create a little bit of separation. Conclaris kicks it out far corner. 3 in the air. 3 through the bottom of the net. Nothing but nylon for Tom Digbo. He has other plans. Next Gen White fighting alongside Next Gen Blue in this one. It's only a 2-point game. 43-41. Rajas. Now to Aldama. Santiago. Nice fake pass all the way to the rim. High off glass. Misfires. Capturing the board was Conclaris. Now up the way to Karaiskos. Extra pass and a nice finish. Right on the layup from Leonardo Colimerio. And we're all knotted up at 43. Athanasios Rajas on the far right side. Gets it up for a 3-pointer straight on by Lorenzo Gurrieri. Makes it 46-43. These teams trading punches back and forth. Thinking about going baseline. Now kick out on the far left corner. The 3 is up. The 3 is left short. But Condreros gets the board. He misfires. Second chance tip back. No. And scooping up for the rebound was Lorenzo Gurrieri for Next Gen Blue. Hayes puts it on the deck. Scoop layup with the left hand from right to left. Off glass and in. 5-point lead. Now a steal, but Clips could not get it to go. On the other end, Next Gen wide, a layup of their own. Knifing all the way to the rim was Mario Nakic. He earned himself a pair. Nakic with 6 points. Make it 7 as he rolls that one home. Identifies from Serbia and Croatia. Does Nakic, and he gets both to go. Give him 8 for the ball game. And bring Next Gen White within 3, 48-45. Good bounce pass, falling away in the paint. That shot is misfired, and Nakic gets the board. Mario sees the floor, tries to go coast to coast, extra pass to no one. It's taken by Aldama for Team Blue. He walks the tightrope on the far sideline. Now Aldama all the way to the rim. Too strong, 2 failed coast to coast attempts by each of these teams. And now an errant pass on the fast break, intended right to be in the arms of Tom Digbo. Turns it back over to Team Blue. Hayes kicks out in the corner. Raha stepped on the end line, wave everything off. And let's send it back to Next Gen White, as that is now, if you've been watching our counter, sideline out of bounds, turnover number 4 of the day. Unofficially 15 yesterday. Calimero kicks out in the corner. Nakic puts it on the deck. Leaves it for Kara Ace-Coast. Now he keeps it himself. A strong finish by Nakic. Makes it 48-47, a 1-point game. Under 6 to go, quarter number 3. Kilps feeds to Rajas. Rajas, extra pass, went off the shoe of Conclaris. Then Rajas will inbound. Rajas feeds off the inbound, a long 2-pointer hit by Santiago Aldama. Spaniard knocks that one down. Make it a 4-point advantage for Next Gen Blue, trying to answer that one far off the right side, but it falls into the lap of Digbo. Digbo can't get that one to go as he bricked it to the far left side. And now Hayes, beautiful ball movement. He gets it back off the feed. It went Hayes, clips back to Hayes. Layup is good. 6-point lead just like that. Timeout taken by Next Gen White. 53-47. A little run by Next Gen Blue makes it a 6-point lead. 5:18 to go in the third quarter. We'll step out when we come back. No, excuse me, just a full sale subs. At least once a game. They didn't happen on the first game, but at least once a day now, we'll call it. The officials get me on that. It looks like it's a timeout, but they hold up the X with their hands, and it's just a full-scale sub swap out, as a lot of talented players from top to bottom on these teams, so they'll bring in a whole new squad. That's what happened there as play continues. And their ball taken on the far right wing, 3-point mentality by Aldrete Diaz. Lead remains 6. So they're going to say, indeed, they'll say lead remains 6. But possession will go over to Next Gen White. Andrich feeds over to Van Sluten. Picked up his dribble, now back to Andrich. Mario feeds over in the corner. A 3 in the air. A 3 to the bottom of the net. Tristan Andoruna knocks down the triple. Brings Next Gen White within 3. Paunovic works in between the circles, waiting for some movement. He gives over to Kai Brunke. Brunke just checked in moments ago, had a solid first half. Now Matej Runan kicks over, and a brick thrown up for ages by Paunovic. But Team Blue continuing to fight for possession of the basketball, and it is indeed a turnover force. Paunovic gets it right over to Aldrete Diaz, who lays it up and in. Started from just inside the free throw line, got to the right block and scooped it up. Put the lead back to 5, under 4 to go in the quarter. Muikic. Now to Enaruna, hanging. Couldn't get it to go. He earns himself 2 free throws with the contact. Tristan Enaruna out of Denmark, the 6'6" guard. Misfires on that one. I'll have one more. That one's pure. And a timeout taken by Next Gen White. We'll take one as well, 55-51. Advantage Next Gen Blue, 3:40 to go here in quarter number 3. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on Adidas Eurocamp.com. Back in Treviso, Italy, as Next Gen blew out of the timeout. Tried to inbound it, was knocked away by Next Gen White. And Zakharov looks to get it back to a guard. Gets it over to Brunke. Brunke sizes up on Van Sluten. Crosses over. Has plenty of airspace. He wants to do something with it. Now brings it back out with 10 on the shot clock. Brunke steps into a triple. Plenty of space for him to get it off. He can't knock it down, though. And so Toriu avoids gets in the double team, creates the size advantage. Now a fast break opportunity. Van Sluten shouts out instructions in between the circles. Works the right hand off a screen, and his right elbow jumper is good. Van Sluten with 4 points. Brings Next Gen White within 2. Brunke off a screen. Kai, the lob, the finish. Unable to be connected by Zakharov, but he gets his own board and his second chance. Post move leads to a 4-point advantage now to Next Gen Blue. A little bit of trap being applied. Next Gen White trying to find the open man. Andrich. Mario off a screen, rises, fires, left it short. Aldrete Diaz controls the board. Nada Puanovic. And his pass to Casper all the way down there. It goes out of bounds. Turns it over. Van Sluten splits a double team and is fouled. Credit to Aldrete Diaz. Excuse me. Credited to Puanovic. Couldn't see the official second hand from our vantage point. So Van Sluten knifing, skying, and swatted away by Zakharov. Now fast break opportunity. Aldrete Diaz lays it up like a gentleman with the right hand. Next Gen White within 6. Under 2 to go in the quarter. Andrich sizes up on Aldrete Diaz, now brings it back out with 10 on the shot clock. Heavily pressured by Aldrete Diaz. Mario gives over to Van Sluten. Van Sluten gets the defender away with a stop right on a dime. And his jumper from the top of the key is good. Make it 59-55, 4-point lead. Next Gen Blue hold the basketball. Puanovic looks to inbound it, gets to the Kai Brunke. Brunke with a fresh 24. Leaves Aldrete Diaz calling for it for 3. Initially was Rudan. He could not get it to fall, was wide to the right. And Van Sluten controls. Hands over to Enveruna. Enveruna off a screen from Sotiriou. Sotiriou controls, rises, fires, and hits just inside the right elbow. Makes it a 2-point game, under a minute to go. Brunke puts it on the deck, knifes, contorts his body, missed it, got his own rebound, and it's stolen away by Sotiriou. But one of the players, Kai Brunke, who's been a force to be reckoned with, it looked like an elbow inadvertently. Let's take a look at this. Kai Brunke got a shot blocked by Van Slooten. It's pulled away. And they banged heads. Oh my. Pavel Zakharov collided head on with Kai Brunke. And to paint a picture of that, imagine, if you will, just taking a right hook from a heavyweight champ in terms of the momentum of that collision by Brunke and Paunovic. There it is from the other side, and just forehead to temple. Rightfully shaken up. Man. Can you pull wide for me, Enzo? Well, the good news is for Brunke and Paunovic is that it's just a head collision. It happens sometimes in basketball, and we just hope it's nothing serious. We'll step out briefly. We're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com.
NBA Summer League is back. See the stars of tomorrow today. 67 games of action. July 7th through 17th at UNLV's Thomas M. Mack Center in Cox Pavilion. Become a basketball insider with up-close and personal access. Free autograph sessions daily. Tickets $30 for adults, $20 for kids, and on sale now at NBAtickets.com.
Russell for the win. Got it. Lost his balance. Got it off. He did. We're tied. At the game. Happy Valentine's Day in Vegas. Wow.
Applause all around here in Treviso, Italy, as Kai Brunke has helped to the floor, or helped up from the floor, I should say. Man. A hard head collision between him and teammate Luka Paunovic. He'll head to the bench. Hopefully he's all right. Good to see him get up on his own willpower, but to say that there's probably some cobwebs would be an understatement. One of the nastiest live game collisions I've seen in a long time. Final minute here in quarter number 3, as Next Gen Blue, as the dust clears from the collision, holds a 2-point lead, and getting all the way to the rim with ease was Matei Rudan. And again, bad defense on the other end, but Van Slooten blew the layup. Next Gen Blue dodged one there. Aldrete Diaz picked up his dribble. Goes over to Paunovic. Paunovic feeds, and a three-pointer out front is misfired by Rudan. 12 seconds to go, in the quarter, 61-57. Van Slooten looks at the clock with 6. Off a screen with 4. Rises, fires. He left it in and out. 2 seconds to go. Got to hoist it up there. No shot attempt. A long outlet pass will not count. The buzzer sounds, and that'll round out quarter number 3, 61-57. Next Gen Blue on top of Next Gen White. Stay with us while the final quarter of action upcoming after this. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com. Final seconds in the quarter break, running off. Welcome back to Treviso, Italy. Jimmy Cook coming to you courtside. Here, game 2, day 2 of Eurocamp 2017, the 15th annual Eurocamp, the only international camp and pre-draft camp outside the United States for these international prospects. Run proudly by Adidas and broadcasted live here on AdidasEurocamp.com. Next Gen Blue has controlled for most of this ball game, and they'll open this quarter with a 4-point lead in hand as Athanancios Rajas mans the point guard duty to open this possession. Aldama, 3 on the far right wing, no good. Ford, though, cleared. It'll lead to a second chance opportunity as Gutierrez able to get the board and kick it out to Hayes for that triple. Make it 61-57, solid start by Next Gen Blue. And there's a turnover. They're rolling on all cylinders, both sides of the ball. As Kilps tried to get a little fancy, but his pass intended for Gutierrez was knocked out of bounds. And they initially said it was still Next Gen Blue ball, but have apparently given it back to Next Gen White. Digbo kicks out to no one, turns it over. 64-57, a 7-point advantage for Next Gen Blue with the basketball. Killian Hayes works off a screen from Gutierrez. Hayes rises, fires, air ball. Board to Digbo. Tom brings it across, trying to get around Hayes, can't. Instead, he'll leave it on the far left side over to Nakic, and Nakic traveled with it. Possession back to Next Gen Blue. Kristaps Kilps works the point guard slot and almost had his pocket pick, but able to get it back as the incredible defense by Colimero was applied, but Kilps was able to get around it and recover the basketball. Kilps now has it back, rises, fires, left it short. Rebound by Conclaris. Conclaris moves it up to 4, over to Colimero. Colimero now dishes it off, and a good finish by Dimitrios Kavariskos. Cuts the lead to 5. Next Gen White in search of a couple stops. Knocking the ball away was Digbo, and now a good feed again to Kavariskos. He has a 4-0 run working for him, and the lead's down to 3, 64-61 as we approach just past the 8-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Hayes creates a little separation, hangs, kicking it to fall. Rebound gathered and taken by Nakic. Nakic rides the sideline, sees some daylight, extra pass. 2 extra passes make that, and the finish by Nakic on the feed from Kavariskos. Next Gen Blue has seen enough. They've seen the lead drop all the way down to 1, 64-63. Timeout on the court will take what is well a very enticing and roller coaster fourth quarter. Continues after this. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com. Welcome back to Treviso, Italy. Eurocamp 2017 rolls on, the 15th annual Eurocamp. Game 2, day 2. features the future of the international game here at the Next Gen teams, blue and white. Next Gen blue has led throughout, but they've seen their lead dissipate all the way down to just one, 64-63. Athanasios Rujas inbounds. Good take by Kilps, a lot of contact though, and he misses the shot. Now a fast break opportunity. Extra pass leads almost to a turnover, but instead, beautiful footwork by Nakic leads to Kalaiskos from the feed. Hit that layup and make it a 1-point game. Polanovic for the Rajas. And what's the call? He stepped on the sideline. That's number 5 of the day. In case you're just joining us, that bit about the sideline thing, we don't know if it's a color standpoint, if it's a position standpoint, as Kilps has an opportunity for a slam. Great pump fake, blew the layup though. Dollar pump fake, nickel finish. Thankfully, he had the Rajas there to assist with it and finish. But anyway, the sideline thing that we've been referring to is the fact that the sidelines on this court, for whatever reason, have been giving players fits. We had at least 13, 15 turnovers yesterday of players just not knowing where their feet were, being out of bounds and turning it over. Today, only 5, by my count, through 2 games. Great set that Greenberg would be giving me a little bit of the business for my counter, but he's not here, so we can talk about it if we want to, as the errant pass out of bounds is going to be the last touched by Team Blue. And Tom Digbo will inbound. Digbo feeds over to Conclaris. Conclaris puts it on the deck. Extra pass to Kalaiskos. His mid-range jumper, no good. Loose ball, who's going to grab it? It'll be taken by Next Gen Blue with a 1-point lead in pocket. Kristaps clips, leaves it for no one. And Kalaiskos able to gather it up to floor to Colomirio. Colomirio to the rim, he draws contact and will get himself 2 free throws. Leonardo Colomirio out of Brazil, 6'5" shooting guard. An opportunity to tie or take the lead for Next Gen White with under 6 minutes to go here in our final quarter. Left that one short. Coming up later today, our next game. It's 5:30 Treviso time. That's a 6-hour difference for you on the East Coast. We're all knotted up at 66, thanks to the split of the pair there on the free throws. Coming up next, we'll have Coach Greenberg's U.S. Select team taking on the European All-Stars. Not going to want to miss that one. Only here on AdidasEurocamp.com. All knotted up at 66. First true tie of the game since it was 0-0. Colomirio almost lost his handle. And Kilp's able to come with a steal on the initial tip. And incidental contact, it looks like, between Kilps and Colomirio. Let's look again, see if there was actually any true contact or if it was just tangling of the feet. I don't know, it was a little forearm there. I will say this, though, Clips went to make sure he was okay right afterwards. He did run up there at the end of that frame. But a little shove. They're fighting, all knotted up at 66. White controls the basketball. A 3 in the air, a 3 left short, but it falls right back in the arms of Conclaris. Gives over to Digbo. Digbo bumped, they no call it. Gets back his dribble, knifes to the rim, he finished. Through 3 Team Blue defenders, and it's a 2-point lead for Next Gen Blue, and they want a timeout to regroup. Or is it a full-scale sub? Let's see. Hold on a minute. It is just full-scale subs. 68-66. Next Gen White's first lead since the first half. Killian Hayes Works in between the circles. Under 5 to go. Off a screen, tried to find the roller. Instead, he dishes over to Zakharov. His jumper, too strong. Rebound taken by Redon. Redon, post work. His pass knocked away by Van Sluten. He was trying to find Aldrete Diaz on the far left wing for 3, but Van Sluten there to break up the pass. Fresh shot clock, though. Hayes gets the long inbounds pass. He'll step into a triple and leave it a brick. Second chance opportunity, though. A lot of contact on it. And Pavel Zakharov able to knock down the layup off glass to knot us up at 68. Marko Andrić works for Next Gen White. Pressured by Aldrete Diaz. Gives over to Sotiriou. Sotiriou picked up his dribble. Now over to Musikic. Musikic almost has it knocked away. 1 to shoot. It's all right. It's a steal by Next Gen Blue. They almost turn it over, and they do. Falls right into the lap of Enruna. And a double team is split by Andrić. Andrić trying to go coast to coast. Knows he's going to be fouled on the floor en route to the bucket. So it'll be a side out of bounds for Next Gen White. Andrić looks for the inbound. Now gets it back on the feed from Musikic. And a great contest blocked away by Hayes. 5 on the shot clock for Next Gen White. Do they know it? That's the question. Andrić inbounds it in. Enruna. He doesn't know it. Has to fall away. He won't get it to fall. Andrić, though, gets the board. 14 on the shot clock. Van Sluten. Gives it to Enruna. Enruna again to the rim. Misfires. Third chance is a charm. Musikic able to get off glass with the offensive rebound. 2-point lead. Next Gen White. Hayes. Bounce pass. What a find, but a great defensive recovery there by Digbo. Around the horn they roll. Rodon thought he was fouled. Instead, it'll be knocked off of Elis Sotiriou. Sotiriou, excuse me. And Paunovic inbounds right over to Rodon. Now to Hayes, 3-pointer. Bricks off the left side. And Sotiriou looks to run, trying to go coast to coast with it, swatted away behind from Hayes. Killian Hayes knocks that away. Great hustle back on the defensive end. Volleyball spike. Sotiriou, 15 on the shot clock, under 3 to go, 2-point lead for Next Gen White. A long 2-pointer out front, misfired, good steal and box out, leads to a board for Rodon. Inside feed, great pass by Rodon, right in to the breadbasket of of Zakharov, and we're all knotted up at 70. Foul committed to allow Next Gen Blue to get back on defense. Under 2.5 to go. Andrić, inbounds. Over to Van Sluten. Van Sluten backs in, and he's fouled. So to send Luke Van Sluten to the line. He'll have 2 free ones to try to break this tie at 70 apiece. Luke Van Sluten out of Germany. He's fired the first, he'll have 1 more. Sets, fires, missed that one as well. Next Gen Blue opportunity now. Zakharov picked up his dribble in a bad spot, but hands right to Killian Hayes. Hayes waits for some action. There'll be a screen from Rudan. Goes around it. Hayes puts it on the deck. Goes to the rim. High shot, no good. Rebound taken by Musikic. Now White's turn to run. Van Sluten sees daylight to the rim. He drew contact again. 2 free throws for him. So Van Sluten, moments after missing a pair, will have a fresh set and try to break this 70-70 tie. And Sluten misses that one. 3 straight free throw misses. He'll have one more. Knocks that one home to break the tie. Under 2 minutes to go, 71-70. Advantage Next Gen White. Killian Hayes gives over to Zakharov. He's got a lot of airspace. Instead, he'll feed over to Aldrete Diaz. Aldrete Diaz, risky pass. It's turned over. Now we're off to the races. All the way to the rim. The layup is true by Tristan Andruna. And it's a 3-point advantage for Next Gen White. 1:40 to go. Hayes fouled en route to the bucket from behind by Marko Andrić. Just the 3rd team foul on Next Gen White. For those of you unfamiliar with the international rules, 5 fouls put you in the bonus, and it's a 2-shot bonus immediately upon that 5th foul being committed. Hayes. Inbounds to Kilps. Blue wanting 1 shot as they trail by 3. Rudan, his 3-pointer, misfired, and an easy rebound by Andrić. Andrić tries to get around Kilps. He does now, pumps the brakes, gives to Van Sluten. 17 on the shot clock, 1:15 to go in the game. A wide open triple in the air. Left short though. But Van Sluten gets the board, 12 on the shot clock. 3-point advantage. Van Sluten, entry pass. Was there a foul? No, it's turned over. And a timeout taken by Next Gen Blue. As they have the basketball, down 3, 1:03 to go. Next Gen Blue trying to force overtime. Stay with us. You're watching Eurocamp 2017 on AdidasEurocamp.com. Welcome back to Treviso, Italy. Next Gen Blue with the basketball out of the timeout, down by 3, 1 minute to go. Hector Aldrete Diaz leaves it for a layup that's misfired. Second chance opportunity, no. Rebound controlled by Next Gen White. Under a minute. Musikic gives it out to Van Sluten, and they'll hold with 15 seconds on the shot clock, trying to get an effective possession, but milk some time. Van Sluten picked up his dribble. Gives over to Andrić. Marko sees daylight to the rim, lost it out of bounds. Back to Next Gen Blue. 8-second difference between shot and game clock. Make it 7. Killian Hayes. 3-point deficit for Next Gen Blue. Trying to get some separation with 13. Off a screen. Hayes feeds over to Kilps. Kilps puts it on the floor. Kilps kicks it out to Hayes. Thought about a triple. It's got to shoot with 4, with 3. Hayes has his pocket picked with 1 on the shot clock. Bodies everywhere, 7 seconds to go. And it's a shot clock violation. So Next Gen Blue on the wrong end of that straw, as the loose ball was unable to be controlled by anybody, causing the shot clock violation because there was no change of possession. And barring a steal here, Next Gen White is a simple inbound and some free throws away from putting this game in the cooler. Van Sluten's inbound. He's fouled with 2.8 to go. Should be noted, Van Sluten in this second half, 1 for 4 on free throws. He had a stretch where he missed 3 straight. Now it's 2 free throws to him. He misses that one. 1 more for Van Sluten to try to put this in the cooler. Will Next Gen Blue get a shot at it? He rolls it home. 74-70. And there's a timeout by the officials or what? There is a timeout called because we're going to see if Next Gen White can draw up a 4-point play to go the length of the floor with 2.8 to go. Now, if a 4-point play happens, good for Next Gen White for calling this timeout. But you got to go the length. And you need to have Next Gen Blue have a lack of intelligence enough to foul a 3-point shooter, which is doubtful given the high IQ of both these teams. You can't see this in the on-broadcast camera, but they've added about 2.5 seconds on the game clock for this one. Why don't we just replay the whole fourth? Clock continues to rise. We've gone from 2.1 to approaching 4.5 seconds now being added. So from 2.8 to 4.5 seconds now added onto the game clock. And it's not going to be a length of the floor. They're going to get it in the half court because the NBA rules apply. Let's see what was drawn up. Inbound. Fading away, a long 2-pointer, no good. Buzzer sounds. That'll do it. So Next Gen White trailing for most of this ball game, able to put together a series of runs and closing out with a couple stops. Put away Next Gen Blue and win by a final of 74-70 even. Again, give that W to Next Gen White. They knock off Next Gen Blue 74-70. Stay with us. Our next contest is the nightcap of all nightcaps. It is U.S. Select trying to stay perfect, taking on the European All-Stars. They look for redemption. The Americans got them in the form of the Path yesterday. U.S. Select looks to do the same. We'll find out right here on AdidasEurocamp.com.